Yeah,
Hello.
hey guys, welcome back to Wildrift in the Circuit, presented to you by Esports Hub, TGT Esports, and NotiKINGz. And I'm Chief here to present to you today's match of Conquerors stream, which is going to be AOT versus Clapdam Cheeks. And today I have Q to as my co-caster.
Well, Chief, it's a pleasure casting with you again, my friend. And yeah, as you said, it is probably one of the most hyped matches just because of AOT and ABC are playing it. But my bets is probably gonna be on AOT again since they do have their undefeated streak going on in this league.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. They have the undefeated streak going on till now because no other team has been able to defeat AOT. So can CDC cause the upset today?
Well, we almost saw an upset on the first match on the Contenders League where it was an even-paced game against Universal 11. But I'm certainly hoping that we do see an upset. Not hoping for it, but I'd really be interested to look towards an uneven game. I don't want it to be one-sided.
Yeah. Through source market. Okay. So I hope it's all clear now. And I am really excited to see the picks coming out in this game because, as you know, we saw a really amazing comp being played out by Witcher Gang. They went for the Chinese and Korean comp, which was the Senna and Nasus in the bottom lane.
Well, the Senna and Nasus comp was actually pretty interesting because, Senna can just focus on collecting her souls while Nasus just focus on stacking up on the minions. But it was actually countered pretty well by Universe Learn where they sent their jungler up bot lane and, just made the lane super hard for those guys. So every counter always has an, what do you call it, Chief? I'm just at a loss of words.
I mean, every lane does have a counter to it, and that's exactly what happened, right? They picked up something. I think they picked up Lucian in the Conquerors Contenders match, if I'm not wrong. And
Yeah,
Lucian's
they
kind
did.
of, the champion, which kind of, counters literally every single thing which you're going to be putting up against them.
Well, Lucian does have a lot of damage, which is annoying. So even if you are a Narcissus, it does not mean you can stay there for long. He is gonna melt you, and we did see that happen quite too often.
Also, now we have created a really great strat sheet for all of you to have a look at. So we'll be presenting you strat sheet in just a few moments. And can you go over to what were the picks? What are the most picked champions? What are the most banned champions in the Conqueror stream?
Well, Chief, I think the most picked champion was Gragas, because we pretty much have seen a Gragas coming out in almost every game, and it also did have a presence of 66%.
Yeah, 66% is a lot. Like,
Yeah.
if you're going to be seeing flag is being picked up or banned in 66% of the games, you should definitely know by this that the number itself tells that it's the meta. Not just the drag is, if you see the 6% is the pick rate and the ban rate, it's at 96%. I think 97% at 6. I mean, that's insanely high. Every single game, 6 has either been banned or either has been picked.
I mean, it's kind of like one of the most effective mid lane champions out there at this point. So, like, people are actually trying to abuse that fact. So, like, it's either you ban the champion or you pick the champion. And I think all the teams have been going on with the same draft throughout the tournament. So, we haven't really seen a lot of changes, Chief. So, most of these picks have been constant in like a lot of matches. So, I would really like some different picks coming out tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly why I like Contender stream more than Conqueror stream because people are not afraid to try new comps. People are not afraid to go for new champions.
Well, Chief, I think people are afraid to go for new champions just because it is a tournament game. There is a lot riding along with every matches because the positions on the leaderboard changes after every match. So it's like the top 4 teams which can qualify. So maybe this is also playing a huge factor on the minds of all these players. But I think at this point a lot of players should just go with the new meta, try out new stuff, and not be afraid.
Yep, I mean that's a lot of stake. That's a lot of stake if you're going to be playing in the Conquerors level, right? You're kind of right because that's exactly why people don't prefer going for new champions. They want to be going for the tried and tested champions. Like also looking at the start sheet, tried and tested champion shot, Gragas in the jungle, Renekton in the Baron lane. Braum meta support, man. Come on, man. When is Braum meta going to be going out?
Chief, I do not think Braum Meta is gonna go out in 5-man competitive. That passive is just so good.
Yeah, in the past, was like very broken. Like you just need to drain the tap on it, and if your team follows up, it's pretty much free kill in the early game. But
You
yeah,
know,
as you said, Grom is never going to be going out of Indian meta. Not just Indian meta, even all of the C, Korean, Chinese meta. Grom is always high up in the pick rates.
Chief, when you're just talking about the mid lane, there's another pick which catches my eye out because it's the Corki, Chief. It
Yeah.
has a 70% presence. It's like 41% picked and 29% banned. And most of these bans are probably going to be targeted towards specific Corki players who are actually too good on that Corki. Because this is one of the champions that can really do a great job at carrying because it opens up a slot for double ADC strats where it can also just be a Corki dual lane. Just a lot of options if you just go in with the Corki.
I mean, Corki in the mid lane is definitely a great pick, but as you said, it's every single time when it has been banned, it's always been a targeted ban towards someone. Usually, teams don't prefer banning something like a Corki unless the opponent have insanely good Corki.
Well, talking about insanely good Corkis, I think Team DR Arcana has gotten their Corki banned multiple times just because of Amir.
And also Samir, I Nocturnal as well. His Corki is godly as well, and they are kind of the only team against which Corki has been banned, if I'm not wrong.
Pretty much, Chief, because it's like both the ADCs and the mid laner play the Corki. So, like, if they give out the Corki, they are gonna be dealing with the dual ADC comp pretty much. So, like, most of the teams have did their homework and they just do their best to remove the Corki out.
And enough about the mid lane right now. But look at the marksman and ADC picks. It's Lucian, 96% presence, topping up with an entirely big difference between first and second. 96% presence on Lucian and just 50% on Australia.
Well, it is 50% on Ezreal, but I do like a Lucian, but I'd rather go for a Kaisa because I really do love a good Kaisa user, Chief, because Kaisa is one of those champions who can snowball pretty easy and carry pretty insanely hard at late game.
I mean, Kaisa, yes, it does have that late game potential, but I mean, I would much rather see something like a Zaya because Zaya is more fun to watch at the end of the day. Zaya making all those outplays, stunning people, rooting people, and at the end of the day, they're just using the feather storm to, rickroll every person who's going to be coming at her.
Well, yeah, Zaya is definitely one of the picks, but I would also want to see a Rakan with a Zaya, just making use of the quick recalls, using some different ways with Zaya.
And also, like, if you look at the jungle positions, like, we are going to be having Jarvan with 44% presence. I'm not really sure why Jarvan is in the list because there are much better junglers than Jarvan in current meta because, Kha'Zix, Rengar, all of these champions are, we see them being picked every single time in a rank game.
I mean, Kha'Zix is a champion which does a lot of damage, but for 5-man games, people would rather prefer if they had a utility type of jungle instead. So maybe that's why we see a lot of utility type of jungle stopping this chart. We see Gragas who does provide good CC. We have Wukong with a 4-man knockup, and Javan who can help lock an enemy down at a place for a certain point if he does not have a flash. So maybe that's why we see all these utility type of junglers standing out really good in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, and also like not just the utility part which Jarvan provides, the fact that it's insanely tanky as well. Every single jungle in the list is insanely tanky. Gragas can act as a tank, Wukong can act as a semi-tank, Jarvan can act as a proper tank. I mean, this is what we see, right? People are not preferring to go something like assassin jungles. They want to be going something more tanky.
Yeah, people are actually like preferring to make a team comp where the jungler and the Baron laner like literally peels for your mid and ADC, and it's pretty much the mid and ADC who are carrying the team fights right now. So like none of them are actually going in for a damage type jungle. Maybe the Baron laner we would not see someone tanky every game, but it's pretty much the same thing like most of the time.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same every single time. It's either the Renekton or it's either the Fiora. Camille, personally, I haven't seen a lot of Camille, but Renekton, I see every single time. And Renekton is the kind of champion. He can go tanky as well. He can go damage as well. He's very flexible, like depending on the team comp, what his team wants to do with him. So he can, change his builds and go in, or maybe act as tank as well. So this is what I love about Renekton.
Well, Chief, as you said, he definitely is flexible on the Baron lane, but Renekton is someone that can also be played on mid because probably have seen some G
Yeah,
strats where they actually see Renekton at mid lane. So, something different than the regular, maybe a change in metas is what we need at this point.
yep, and definitely, like ever since the Threshers released today, I'm seeing a lot of
Oh,
Thresh. Every time I play a game, that's a Thresh.
Chief, I have not opened Wildrift since a week and I just played a game with you today. We both know
Yeah.
how that went. But I still haven't seen a trash yet, and I'm super excited to play the champion because it is super hyped and it is one of the best support champions right out there. So, guys, if you have not played the champion yet, you should log in and try it out as soon as possible.
Just go and just feed 0-11. Nobody cares. It's all just a team. Definitely going to be losing Thresh. Also, really quick, Kyoto, just come online so that I can invite you to the lobby.
Yeah, Chief, I'm just gonna come right over there. I had the chat box on, so I'm not on the game.
Just come really quickly because the bans are going to be starting pretty soon. And what are your thoughts on the bans coming out this game? Do you think it's going to be the usual bans like what we just saw in the start sheets? The
Uh,
stats.
well, I do expect to see a Renekton ban, Ziggs ban, and a Gragas ban. The usual bans coming out. But maybe we might see something different. Maybe a Diana ban is also something we might be looking out at.
Oh, yeah, probably a Diana, but the point to be noted, the two star players in this team are both the junglers. Crowley on the side of AOT and Nabil on the side of CDC. Both of them are known to play the specialty junglers. Crowley on his Graves, Crowley on his Fist. Meanwhile, Nabil on his Irelia. Both of them are godly on his niche picks.
Well, Chief, I mean, this junglers are definitely gonna be the stars of both the game, but I would not look out on either of the team's mid laners because Oriana Grande is also a pretty good mid laner.
Yeah, Podiac Gran is a really great mid laner, and so now that you're in lobby, we'll just ask them to start the bans really quick.
Yep, Chief, I am already over there.
Yep. Like we are seeing a lot of lot of friendly thoughts going on in chat. Just don't gank my lane. Let me have a 2 versus 2 gank fight in the bottom lane. So this is going to be a really exciting match to watch because both of these teams are the highest tier in the Conquerors League. AOT being the top, meanwhile CDC being in a third or fourth place.
Well, AOT is a team, they really love how they play. You really gotta love how they play because these guys do not actually take things too seriously. They have fun when they play. They spam their emotes. They actually troll opponents. They do not care and they are just here to win it all.
Yep. And look at them. Like, is this a scrim or is this a tournament? And this is exactly what's going on in the chat.
I mean, Ariana Grande is kind of lost over here, my friend, but it is a tournament and this is probably going to be a crucial match for you guys.
This is going to be a really crucial match if CDC want to stay in the tournament, if they want to be qualifying for the playoffs, because CDC, if I'm not wrong, is currently in the fourth position with uh just trailed behind by anti-RR and LevelUp. I mean, not anti-RR and LevelUp, TGT and LevelUp. So if they're going to be winning this way, that's the only way they're going to be able to compete for the playoffs. Or else I think TGT is going to be taking them over.
I mean, Chief, when you're at the fourth or the third position, your chances never guaranteed. It's usually the first two teams who are usually guaranteed. The third and fourth probably have to fight it out till the very end of the tournament. So, like, nothing can be said for sure at this point, Chief. So maybe all we can do is watch and hope that this just goes good for all these guys.
Yep. And also, guys, if you're new to the stream, make sure to subscribe to the channel and also like the stream because this is going to be a hyped up match. Both of these teams being the top of the teams. And also, if you're new, if you didn't know, we already have the membership button live up. So if you aren't a member of the Level Up channel, make sure to go in and subscribe. Subscribe to the membership just so that you can have access to the special emotes we have in store for every single match.
Also, guys, Chief is someone who would probably ask you to gift his skin. So he also has a catfish account. So please do not believe him. Most of the things he just sprouts is bullshit. And yeah, cheers, guys.
Oh my god, you didn't have to say that.
I mean, I know your catfish account is supposed to be private, but please, Chief, I kind of feel sorry for all the guys you're cheating out there.
Okay, I don't catfish in anyone. I haven't taken this shit from anyone. I mean, I'm not you. I don't do all this stuff.
Chief, I do not play the game, Chief. You do. I just play different
Okay,
games.
just forget about this. What do you guys think, chat? Who do you feel is going to be winning up this match? Because is it going to be AOT or is it going to be CDC? Because CDC is not CDC, it's AOT who's the chat favorite.
Well, the chat and the poll is pretty much obvious since everyone is gonna bet on the winning horse. AOT has not lost a single game yet, guys. We all know it, and I do not think that a lot of them are expecting the tables to turn tonight. For honestly, according to me, the only team that can probably stand against AOT is probably a team Band of the Hawk at this point, because it's probably going to be the most interesting match of the tournament if those two guys duke it out.
Yep, and that is going to be scheduled for the week 5, and that's going to be the most hyped up match this tournament has ever seen. So make sure you tune in for that match as well, and turn on the notifications so that you don't miss out on that match.
Oh my guys, you will regret it if you miss that match, because that's pretty much and this entire tournament is all about at this point. Everyone wants to see AOT and Band of the Hawk duking it out at this point.
Okay, finally these teams have started out on the bans, and the first ban coming out on the side of AOT is going to be a Galio ban.
Well, Chief, we saw the charge. Galio was definitely one of the most picked mid laners, and he does provide a lot of CC. He does provide that taunt, which can be really annoying in team fights. So that is a pretty good first ban coming out from AOT.
Yep, and that's going to be countered by a Cracks ban coming out by CDC. I'm not really sure why ban the Crackers in the first ban itself, because you can ban out champions like probably something like Lucian, something like Ziggs, because you don't want these champions to be open till the end of the draft.
I mean, Chief, Gragas was definitely one of the highest picked jungles. He is the most picked jungle out there, and we saw Crawley playing his jungle, and it was pretty much him bullying others with a fat drunk man, and maybe they just decided we do not want a fat drunk man on the Rift today.
Yep, the drunken casket which he has, it's going to be providing so much value, so much utility to the team, and that's exactly why these teams are just banning out the fat rank ban, as I said. It's the cosplay which everyone wants Vishy to do it, but Vishy doesn't do it. So Vishy, if you're listening to the stream, make sure you already hit 1K subscribers. So just do a cosplay on KD Gragas.
And the third ban is already out, Chief. We see a Renekton ban coming out from AOT. Not much surprising. They are sticking to what they usually do. So, Chief, what do you think about this?
I mean, Renekton ban, yeah, it's a pretty decent ban, I would say, because if I'm in like one of the top teams, I would definitely not. I definitely don't want to be seeing a Renekton come out up against me, because who wants a crocodile man? Just come up, run into your backline, act as tank, just cut and slice into your backline. I mean, yeah, definitely a great ban coming out.
Well, Chief, it's definitely a great ban coming out, and the fourth ban at this point is gonna be a Lucian. Lucian is one of the most busted ADCs on the lane, and people just do not want to be dealing with all that damage at this point, so they are gonna do the smart thing and take him all out.
Yeah, Lucian ban coming out, but not just the Lucian ban. The next ban, it's gonna be a main ban on Arya. I don't know why you ban Arya. Like, is it a ban worthy? Because for a fact, I know that Blizzard is a one trick, not one trick ID, 100% charm rate type of Arya guy. And just banning out own champions doesn't even make sense.
Like maybe at this point, AOT have just decided to target by Oriana Grande's Ari, maybe because he does play a decent Ari, if I remember. Maybe I did get matched with him in a ranked game or something.
Okay, no, I mean not Oriana Grande. If you missed out on the previous streams, it's Blizzard. 100%, not 100%, around 95 or 90% charm rate, and that's insanely good.
I did not miss that out, Chief. I saw him literally hit all the stunts, but it's at the end of the day, these guys do have a plan, or maybe they are just trolling at this point. They are probably like giving them out a free ban. I do not know what's on their mind, but let's just hope they are in good competitive spirit and we have a fun game up ahead.
And the last ban coming out, it's gonna be Janna ban. I'm not okay, Janna ban. Okay, I would say Salvador is really great on Janna, so they just want to be denying the Salvador from taking with Janna. So now that all of these bans have come out,
looking at the chat,
it's gonna be open.
Yeah, looking at the chat, we do have some of our users, guessing the picks. We have, a Blizzard TF as one of the options. Then Gautam says it's gonna be Tristana or Kaisa ADC. I really hope if one of this work out, but right now as you said, Chief, the Ziggs is open and none of the teams have banned it.
Yep, so definitely going to be the six being picked up in the mid lane, and I think that's going to be probably countered by maybe a Diana or possibly a Kali. Yeah, a Kali, right? We forgot about a Kali.
Well, Akali is open. We do not forget about that. But in a 5v5 game, I would rather have a Ziggs on my team than an Akali.
Okay, yeah, you're kind of right, and we actually seeing the start coming out. It's going to be the first pick on the side of that side. It's going to be the immediate pick coming out, and yes, Gotham was right. That's going to be an immediate Kai'Sa pick come out on the side of CDC.
Meanwhile, we do see Noxy and Crowley going in for his Lee Sin. Noxy is probably gonna be a counter for all the poke. He can just heal all his allies up, and Lee Sin, one of Crowley's favorite jungles. It gives him a lot of chances to be really really aggressive, and that's probably how AOT likes to play it. So yeah, I would definitely keep my eye out on the Lee Sin in this match, just to look at all the plays he's gonna make.
Up, I mean, definitely Crowley is the one trick Leeson because he has over 1,000 games on Leeson and him making all these flashy plays, going in, using the Dragon's First, kicking someone out, and then going back on him. I mean, I'm really excited to see all the stunts which he's going to be making this play in this game.
Well, the at the Annie pick coming out from Oriana Grande at this point is pretty interesting, Chief. What do you think about the Annie?
Oh, Annie! I
Yeah,
mean, of
it's an
course,
Annie.
I mean, you don't need to show the world that you're a pedophile by picking the Annie, but yeah, it is what it is. So you pick up the Annie, okay, let's see what you're going to be making out of it because it's going to be two lollies playing against each other in the mid lane six versus the Annie. And also the Irelia by Neville. Okay, I'm excited for this match. Both
Chief,
of the junglers. Yeah.
I think you've got the fact. Lollies are supposed to be girls. I think Annie fits the criteria, but Ziggs does not, because he looks like a freaking rat to me, Chief.
I think if I'm not wrong, all yodels are 100-year-old, 100,000-year-old.
I have no idea, Chief. You are the otaku, and I would probably ask you for notes.
Okay, we just forget about the lollies, forget about the anime stuff. What I'm excited for this match, jungles, one of the junglers playing that absolute best Leeson on Crowley. I really am Neville, so this is going to be a really fun match to watch.
Yeah, Chief, and here we go, guys. The match has started. 10 seconds until the minion spawns, and both the junglers are heading into the field.
Yup, and we actually seen the Fiora we picked up in Noxy as well, so he's the god on Fiora as well. It's the top matchup. Kabir versus Fiora, another skill-based matchup.
Well, we did see, Crowley's Lee Sin standing in the bush, sorry, in the base for the first 10 seconds. So maybe he got disconnected over there for a bit. But we do see him walking right onto the red buff, wasting no time. This is probably not going to let him do a lot of aggressive plays. But considering Lee Sin, I think he would look to go for a parallel jungle. But since both the junglers are starting it on the same side, it does not give him that option anymore.
Yep, I really starting at the blue buff while meanwhile Leeson starting on the red buff. So it's not going to be that's not going to be any possibility for parallel things to happen. And also talking about the mid lane, we are already seeing the six poking out the Annie quite a lot. She's been forced to play defensive.
Well, Chief, this was quite kind of an obvious matchup because Annie does not have a lot of range compared to the Ziggs. She really needs to get close into to deal a lot of damage. But yeah, we do see her going in. Ziggs gets negatively poked, but he still has his health right on the tower. So I don't think he's gonna lose a lot at this point. Meanwhile, we do see Decent walking in for a gank at mid lane. He sees Oriana Grande, who is already poked out and does not have a lot of skills left to escape. He only has the flash left.
Yep, so let's see what the Leeson can make out because even the Brahmins will be here to support them up. Bro, Leeson is going to be missing up on his S1, not being able to go on the Annie. I think that's going to be costing him a lot because it's kind of a free first spot just because the Braum was rotating over there. I'm going to be seeing Braum hover over that. Irela being safe over there. We're going to be seeing Rakan rotating over in the middle as well. So that might be, we might be seeing a fight happening over here. Okay, no, all of the insiders can be retreating off.
Well, Chief, this was probably just a skirmish for this cuddle fight. This is what I love when I see teams like AOT or Band of the Hawk play. These guys love to fight.
Going to be seeing Gates coming on. We are going to be seeing Rakan going with a two-man knock and the follow-up coming on the Kai'Sa and the Iron. It's going to be insane. They will get the kill on Braum, but unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, the Corki is going to be surviving that onslaught.
Well, it was a three-man
really
knock by Rakan. Yeah, it was a three-man knock-up by Rakan. He gets all that knock-up and now Irelia is trying to rotate for the scuttle, but as we can see, Braum and Lee Sin are already heading towards the scuttle and Blizzard doing the best job keeping the Irelia right out. So this is gonna be AOT with the double scuttle. Despite losing the first blood, they do manage to get vision on both sides of the match, and he can just do a better job at moving around the map now.
Yeah, I mean, really great job by Blizzard, trying to keep the Irelia away and able to secure the double scuttle for the side of AOT. I mean, now it's going to be turning into quite a spicy match because losing the first blood in return for getting double scuttle. I mean, do you say is it worth it?
I mean, if you look at the gold chat, it's probably the red team, with the gold advantage at this point. But the blue team overall has better map control. So I think it's pretty much of an even trade at this point. None of the teams are too far up ahead. Nothing's like too far lost. Everything's recoverable. So we probably won't know until the first team fight breaks out.
Up winner in the bottom lane, we did see Salva land another knock up on Kale, and Kaiser did a lot of poke to Corki as well. Braum walked her to shield her up, with Unbreakable, but it wasn't enough. So that we're seeing quite a lot of amazing, very aggressive plays in the bottom lane.
Well, it is a Corki and Rom, so they are definitely gonna be they're definitely gonna look to be aggressive. But meanwhile, we do see Salva with his Rakan is incredibly smooth today. He is pretty much landing all his stuns. But the very first dragon that is gonna spawn this time is gonna be the Infernal Drake. The blue team is probably gonna. Kale has decided to ditch his package. He just walks up because he does not want to let the Infernal Drake go, which is pretty much smart choice made by him. We see both the Rakan and Lee Sin walking right up the river, trying to gain vision for the team.
Yep, and this is going to be a proper 5 vs 5 if I'm not wrong, because it's not going to be a proper 5 vs 5 fight. It's going to be a 4 vs 5 fight because all of these champions on the top lane, the Baroners, are just trading blows at the top lane. They're not really playing any aggressive moves. They're just farming up just so that they can, make that one flashy play and make the difference happen. But I don't think it's going to be happening in this game because it's going to be
right on crawling.
Okay, we did see that happen, and listen, that can be quite little bit, and I realized finally heard along with the Camille, so it's gonna be a proper 5 vs 5, which is gonna be initiating in just a few moments. I really want to be seeing Rakan playing very aggressive, going and landing jump. Yeah, I'm finally gonna be seeing the Annie landing for jump, and it's gonna be the 6 is gonna get caught, and I think that's gonna be making this fight a 4 vs 5 scenario for AOT, and with this, CDC does have the advantage for this fight. Yeah, I didn't miss up a great search. That is the mistake. It's going to be caught in them. Bronze is going to be going in, and this might be the fight, but everything's going to be changing. Camille is going to be putting the hook shot and going for the Hextech ultimate on them, but it's not going to be enough because the damage, even though they got it, not going to be enough. And wait, Corki does die, but it's going to be Fiora who's going to be changing the game. Okay, I literally forgot the Fiora is so insanely OP. I was just focusing on the Corki. Meanwhile, Fiora was just cutting through them.
Well, Fiora also did the job in securing the dragon at that point. None of the smites actually got it, so it was Fiora who gains the Infernal Dragon and also turns the fight around for AOT at this point. So, yeah, Chief, she did what any good Baron Dana can do on any given day.
Yeah, Fiora did the best thing. Fiora's the MVP. How many kills did she get? Okay, she got just 1 kill in the fight.
Yeah, but she did do a lot in the fight, Chief. It's not just the kills that matters at this point, since there is only 6 kills on the entire game at this point.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams playing ground to the absolute limit, the absolute extent, the extent to which the champions can play. And the smite difference, like we did see the smite difference come out over here. Crowley, it wasn't Crowley, right? You said it was the Fiora who secured the smite. And all of these teams are going to be looking to fight for the Rift right now. We're going to be seeing the poke come out by 6. It's going to be insane. Rakan again going into the 2-man knockup. We are not going to be seeing any follow by them. Any ultimate is going to be coming up. But it's going to be... Okay, no, it's the Lee Sin who got this Rift if I'm not wrong. Now there's going to be enough follow-up from the Braum. Braum is going to be hitting every single one. Corki does have enough damage. He is going to be able to get the kill on Kaisa. And Zane's actually Corki getting a kill on Kaisa. I put it, okay. Was it the Braum who stole all the kills from the knife with the clutches of Corki?
No, I think it was Corki who got the kills. Wait, let me just check. And no, it's Corki with just 1 kill and Braum with 3 kills at this point. Oh yeah, so Braum did probably end up kill stealing it, but we did see Camille rotate faster than Fiora in that fight, but it's still AOT with a better trade at this point.
Yep, and Braum, the report cancelled Braum for stealing all his kills from Corki. Even though Corki said 1 kill, Braum said 3 kills. The goal difference is going to be quite near, and then we see Camille going in. I mean, didn't make anything out of it because Braum just used the Gaggle and tried to make him insanely cranky, and with that, he's going to be surviving that aggressive play coming up with Camille.
Well, I think that was a bit too hopeful by Camille. She does not have her ultimate anytime soon. Now, this will probably give Fiora a room to play a lot more aggressive than
A
she can.
sharp blade quickens the body.
So maybe just keep your heads up.
And swallow
Yep.
death.
And with all of these micro trades coming up, you're going to see slowly and slowly the goal difference creeping up on the side of AOT, with them already having around 2k of goal difference like within before 7 minutes of the game.
Well, Chief, like out of all these games you've seen AOT and viewer play so far, it's pretty much, the pace of the game is already decided after the first two trades. So, like, if,
Okay.
if they do want to make a comeback, it should probably be right now because after this, I don't think there'll be a chance to get another trade.
Also at the top lane, if you did miss it out, I did see this that will be used up on the top lane, and they were able to get the kill on Camille. And meanwhile, in the bottom lane, they are missing proper tower there coming out on side CDC. They are able to get the kill on Camille. Meanwhile, Braum playing safe in the tower, but I do think that will be another tower. Yes, that is going to take tower. I really going with the blade sword, getting the kill on Braum, and that's able to secure the bottom with bottom tower as well.
But, Chief,
Both these
is it
teams
worth
in
it?
awesome place.
Is it worth it, Chief?
Oh.
That is the big ass question right over
Yeah,
here.
I mean, yeah, I would definitely say that was worth it. Even though you're going to be losing two of the towers in the top lane, you are able to secure two of the kills in the bottom lane and also one of the Titans. So, I mean, yeah, I would say it's pretty worth it.
Well, Chief, they did also manage to lose the plating on the tower, the inip tower. So maybe it's probably blue team with the better trade. Now, Fiora does not have to worry about pushing in lanes, and she can actually join every single team fight at this point. So I think it's Leody with a better trade.
And now that the Ocean Dragon is going to be up, all of the members are going to be there for the fight, except for Fiora. Fiora has to make it up really quickly, or else they are going to be losing the position, and they are going to be seeing Kami finally going. She's going to be putting the hectic element in on Corki. That is going to be enough follow-up. Rakan is going to be there. They are going to be having a lot of knockouts. They are going to be instantly melting the ground, but Corki is going to be safe, using the package. Is that going to be engaged coming up by Rakan? No, it's going to be the Lee Sin going in really deep, but he does not have enough damage. Kaisa is not going to be there from the Lee Sin. Kaisa was able to kill the Okay, it wasn't Lisa she killed, it was someone else she killed. Fiora escaping with 0% HP over there. I mean, it's a very clean fight by Kaisa. Every single one of on side AOT wasn't Kaisa, but Kaisa, out winning every single one and coming out of that fight
Uh,
alive.
Well, Kai'Sa did manage to get out of the fight alive. Now the jungle is at full HP and so is the ADC. They should actually look forward to taking this. But now we do also see a team coming in. It's probably going to be a 3 smite for AOT and they do manage to get this objective. Neville trying in for the steal, but maybe it's a bit too late. And Lee Sin gets the kill. And the blue team is probably going to looking for a cleanup. Rakan dashes out. He comes back in to save Jin, but it probably does not. It's not gonna last for long. We see Crowley going in with his Lee Sin again. He jumps back in. He gets a kill. Now he goes in for the Annie and probably also the Kaisa, but no, he decides to back out, not being too greedy. And now they will look to push the middle lane.
I mean, this is the game. This is the fight which healed the game of the Bale. I mean, this was the last nail on the coffin. And with it, I don't think there can be any comeback possible on the side of CDC because every single fight, the Fiora made a difference. She made a difference happen. She went straight to the Kaiser. That was a bit of overextension on the side of CDC. I really trying to steal Dragon, but Crowley never misses his smite. And he didn't miss it this time as well. He was able to manage the smite.
Well,
The smite on the ocean.
10 minutes in and you see a 8k goal difference. It's pretty much already GG at the point, but no one wants to give up. Everyone wants to hold on to that light thread of glimmer of hope, whatever
Yep, we are going to finally
Meanwhile, we
see
do
the
see a
engage in the
5-man
bottom lane.
engage.
Yep,
We see a 5-man engage.
A 5-man engage in the mid lane. They're able to secure the kill on Corki, but they used every single ultimate they had. They used the Annie
No,
ultimate, they used the
it's
Camille
the
ultimate.
kill on Ziggs. It's a kill on Ziggs, G.
I mean, now they don't have any ultimates up for Baron, and all of these players are going to be looking for a fight at the Baron because Baron is the next big objective.
Well, Baron is definitely the next big objective. They do have Corki, one of the major damage dealers, and they do.
Yeah, the
look
fight
at
is
the
going to be
next
breaking out over here. Rakan did manage to get a 2-man knock-up over there, but the fight is going to be going completely opposite because nobody gets to aim for the Corki. Corki going and doing so much damage, but it's going to be you are getting all the kills, getting the one kill over there. Did she get a banter?
No, she gets a quadra cheap. I don't think she gets a penta, but still, that was GG. Well played by Team AOT, and I think it is pretty much GG at this point.
I mean, how does AOT manage to win every single fight, 4 versus 5? Because last fight as well, we saw the Brom getting caught out last time, but still AOT managed to win a 4 versus 5. And even this time, we saw the Ziggs getting caught out, but still they were able to win the fight
Okay,
4 versus
AOT
5.
is just trolling at this point. Ziggs just used his ult on the mid lane, with nothing. He did not even hit creep, so they're just
Yeah.
enjoying themselves at this point. Maybe they already know it's in the bag and they are not stressing it out too bad. So I think all they're gonna look to do at this point is just gonna push all the towers in, push all the waves and try getting an enable or two at this point. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah, but I mean, the only real way which from how CDC can recover from his losses, if they can, stack up on all the CC. Rakan going in, Ane Ultimate's coming in, Irelia going in with the Blade Surge. I mean, that's the only way possible. Because I don't think the Camille's engages are working out because Camille is going a little bit too deep. There's no follow up on the side of CDC. And that's why they are losing all these fights.
Maybe CDC at this point should just give up on going in for a team fight and try split pushing lanes instead with the Camille, because Camille is much better as a split pusher than as a team fighter.
I mean, if he's going to be looking to split push right now, Fiora just going to be able to get all the kills because look at the difference in the Baron lane. Fiora with 13k gold and Camille with just 7k gold. That's almost the 8k gold difference just in the Baron lane.
A little 8k gold in the Baron lane, and it's pretty much like around 15k gold difference with the team. So that's like half the team gold right over there.
Okay, we are again going to be seeing the Camille engage over that. Corky is going to be untouched. We are going to be seeing a proper knockout coming out there from landing ultimate on 4 of them. Jake's ultimate is going to be following up on that. Getting, for example, Nation can be coming in at the end of the day, getting the double kill, possibly going for the triple kill as well. He's going to be able to use the fastest and able to get the triple kill. Yeah, he is going to be able to get the triple kill. Because Corky getting the kill. Okay, Fiora meanwhile is splitting pushing in the top lane and it's just going to be able to end the game. So I would say this was pretty much a stomp.
Well, it was definitely a storm, Chief, because there was not a single point in this game where it felt like AOT was out of control. It felt like they were in control throughout the game. So, I guess Team CDC should really step it up a bit if they want to win this.
And also, like, look at the MVP. Okay, how is the Fiora not the MVP? How is it not the MVP? I don't really get it. Let's look at the damage numbers. Okay.
Well, it was
Corky
24k damage done by Corky, Chief. Fiora was probably kill stealing, flexing her skills at last hitting.
Oh my god. Corky, I mean, doesn't even make sense. Fiora getting the quadra kill, doing so much damage, doing all the split push work. But Corky is going to be able to steal the MVP. Oh my god, I mean, what is this?
It was still, I want to see how much direct damage. Okay, Brom is soaked in 20k damage, and Chief, looking at Noxie's Brom, I think he pretty much gets a 4-man, 5-man ult in every fight. So that was probably like one of the game deciding champions for AOT in this game, like at least for me.
And also, if you look at the items on Lee Sin, he has built a protector sword.
Wait, for you?
Yeah, he's built a protector sword. I mean, at this point, he just know that Lee Sin was kind of trolling.
I have no idea what AOT is up to anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he is anyways going to be winning up this game. So he ends up going for the Sterax, he ends up going for the Protector Sword, he ends up going for the Stasis. I mean, all these items are kind of troll, I would say, on Lee Sin.
Well, Chief, maybe it's a new patch, maybe there's a new meta. Guys, please don't copy stuff like this.
Yep. And on the side of CDC, we are going to be seeing the SVP go over to Annie. Yes, I mean, Annie did have a really great ultimate spot. Annie wasn't able to make the lap down from time, and we didn't see the damage shine out.
Well, I think an Annie Ziggs matchup is kind of overrated because, it is pretty much going to be Ziggs winning that matchup. Annie can't do a lot if she misses a skill shot. Meanwhile, Ziggs can just, be the jihadi hero, throw bombs from far away and not even give a shit.
You said it, right? The Taliban hero. Ziggs is the Taliban hero, guys.
I'm sorry,
So
you
don't
cannot
play
hear
Ziggs.
that from me.
So don't play Ziggs, save the world. Afghanistan is in trouble. So don't play Ziggs, the Taliban hero.
Chief, I really do not think you can say that about a hero who has a 90% pick rate in this tournament. Chief, pay some respect to the guy.
But, let me just start the new lobby so that we can have the fresh set of fans come up really quick. Let me just invite you to the lobby real quick.
Just
Nabil.
Chief, just give me a minute. Let me just forward forward this link. One of my friends gonna watch this.
Yep, all of the players are there in the lobby. Oh, hold on.
Okay, I'm
just-
coming. Hold on. Got that.
Oh.
And yep, party is full, chief. I need someone to go up.
Yep, I just requested them to leave the lobby.
And here I am.
So, what do you feel of the bans going to be coming out this game? I don't think they're going to be, leave the six
Yeah,
open. I mean, not that the six, it wasn't the problem this game. I think it was kind of the Corki and the Fiora making all these plays. Six was just there for the trolling. I mean, six was just there for the poke, but it was a Corki who made a real difference.
Well, Ziggs doing Ziggs thing by doing a lot of AoE damage just standing from behind. His damage was no joke, and it was Brom giving them really good ults in team fights, and it was pretty much Lee Sin. It was Lee Sin, Fiora, and Corki was part of the cleanup crew. Corki was the main damage dealer, and Fiora and Lee Sin just doing a great job at chasing them and zoning them away from the Corki. So it's pretty much a well picked up fights where they all know who they are targeting first.
I mean, we did see a lot of focus come up on the six because every single ultimate was used on the six. The Camille ultimate used, the Annie ultimate used, the Rakan knockup used. So, I mean, just too much resources spent on the six and nothing really was left for the Corki.
Well, Chief, if I was CDC at this point, I would go for the six ban because at this point it's either ban Ziggs or just just don't play him at all.
Yep, we are going to be seeing bans come out, and it's going to be the Lucian ban come out on the side of CDC. I mean, yeah, Lucian first ban, yes, I would definitely say Lucian first ban because first ban is definitely a great ban.
Yeah, Lucian first ban is also definitely a great ban. We did see this ban happen on the last game too, so not much surprise over there. And we see Crowley going in for the Ziggs ban. So
They know that they are not in the blue side this time, so they can't afford to leave the six open. So there's going to be banning out of six.
Well, I mean that's smart because they know they don't have the first pick and they do not want to give the Ziggs out to CDC despite being as confident as they are.
Yeah, I know, right? Going from Nectar Wall, going to Sterax, I mean, you can't get more confident than Crowley.
No, Chief, you cannot be a better troll than Crowley and still win games.
Yeah. Now, guys, if you're new to the stream, if you're enjoying the stream, just make sure to hit the like button because we are, I think, 54 likes right now. So it would be great if you could hit 65 likes today. And the next one coming out, it's the Corki ban. Okay. Corki, yeah, I would say definitely worth one because Corki was the one who did all the invisible damage in the previous game. In getting the MVP.
Well, Corki did do the most damage last game, and her package is also already annoying enough as it is, and they do not want to deal with it anymore. So they are, CDC is pretty much trying to ban all the comfort picks they picked last game. So maybe they do have an idea of what they want to do on game 2. They do have the first pick. It's probably going to dictate how the draft phase starts. So maybe we might see something different in game 2, guys. So let's just keep our fingers crossed.
I mean, I really want to be seeing something new come out in this month because if you're going to be playing as confidently as AOT is playing, you can possibly even with Soraka support.
Chief, Soraka was my first support that I bought, and I really want to play her on the stage. So yeah, I want someone to play Soraka. Not even kidding. Really want to see a good Soraka.
Soraka is just too much to ask for. So maybe possibly, I really want to be seeing Soraka one because from what I've heard, Noxie is insanely great on Sana as well. Sana.
Well, Sana is a really fun champion to play too, but I would rather want to see a Thresh to be picked in this tournament. Maybe next week after all the restrictions are lifted up. But seeing a Thresh in tournament is probably going to spice things up, and it's going to change a lot of playmaking that's going to happen in this league.
I mean, Thresh is a very high skill champion, and people would definitely require some time to get used to it. So I don't think Thresh is going to be picked up at least the next week, or possibly you might see Thresh be played in the playoffs. But I don't think you'll be seeing a lot of Thresh in the fight.
I mean, I do not expect to see a lot of Thresh, Chief, but I definitely do hope one or two players from this tournament, pick it up and they get used to it pretty quick. Because I seriously am waiting to watch some Russian action, man, because that hero is just pure bliss to watch.
Yup. And now that all the bans are done, the final three bans are the Galio, the Gragas. So, I mean, I would definitely say all of these bans are pretty standard. So, what do you feel is left open? I think Lee Sin's
I
left
mean,
open. Yeah, Lee Sin's left open.
Lee Sin is left open, but I do not think they will go for a Lee Sin ban at this point. But they could rather go for a Fiora ban, maybe. Because Fiora is definitely like one of those champions you do not want to face in Baron Lane, and we saw Swifty literally okay, we see a Renekton ban coming out from Crawley.
Okay, it is Anakin ban. It's not going to be a fair ban. So, you are quite right in that aspect that one of the Baron winners is going to be banned. So, it's not much clear. I think the Anakin, yeah. So, all in all,
Well, I mean,
let's get some of the bans. So, the first ban was Illusion, followed by six, Corky, Galio, Gragas, and Anakin. The last four bans. So, what do you feel is going to be picked up?
I mean, I
Seeing all the
think
bans.
AOT on the Baron Lane is probably looking to go for Fiora again because they removed the Renekton out. And with Renekton Gragas out, then there isn't a lot of champions that can actually give Fiora a hard time on Baron Lane. So I think AOT might actually hovering over the Fiora again.
So let me just start the game real quick. If all of you start being ready for the match.
Well, Chief, we've all been ready for this, and we just need the G from the players before we can start the game.
So now that CDC is on the first pitch, so I mean, I definitely want them to be on the driver's seat for this game, make even out the series with 1-1, and possibly go into the third game where they can battle it out against AOT.
Well, game 3 is something that usually does not happen when AOT plays, and hopefully we see one of them happen today, but we both know we're just counting our luck. Well, as a first pick, Chief, what do you think CDC is gonna go for? This is the pick that's gonna decide the pace of this draft.
I mean, I really don't know what can I predict for this first game. I think it's probably gonna be the Braum being picked up, or possibly the Fizz. I mean, not the Fizz. Probably the Braum or maybe the Diamond.
Well, a Braum would be a really good first pick. Maybe Diana. I don't think so.
Yeah, let's see it because I'm really completely blank on what these teams are going to be picking up as a first pick. But last time we did have the 6 open, we did have the Beacon open, and they were immediately picked up. But this game, now that most of the battle champions are banned, I'm really confused at what's going to be picked up in the first place.
Well, Chief, we do realize we have an Akali open and none of the teams are confident. Okay, we see an Ari pick. That's gonna happen from Mariana Grande. This was an Ari which was banned in the first game. And we still do not know if OT was trolling with that ban or not. And I guess we're gonna see in this game.
Okay, so we're going to be seeing Ivy finally being picked up by Oriana Grande. So yeah, AOT definitely wasn't trolling in the game. So I'm really excited to see if they were, confident enough to ban something like Ivy. This player was a god on Ivy. I'm really excited to see what he's going to be making out in this game.
Well, Oriana Grande is probably gonna jam us with the skills. But we do see some interesting pick coming out from both the teams. We see a TF being heard around by Blizzard. We see the classic Zaya Rakan combo picked out by AOT, and Crowley is hovering over his Master Yi jungle.
Okay, is he going to really going to Mastery? I think it's the
I mean,
first time
Master Yi
Mastery
is pretty broken at this point with all the crit he is doing. We see both the junglers going for the crit target.
Final second, I'm just going in for the Kazakhs picks.
Oh, it's the Battle of the
Ancients.
Ancients. It's the Battle of the Ancient. It's probably gonna be Kazakhs with his fourth evolution, or Rengar with his evolution at this point.
So it's going to be the battle of the Apex Predator. This is going to be the Pussycat who's going to be winning, or this is going to be the Apex Void Hunter who's going to be dominating this game. I mean, I already know the answer, but
Chief, you wanna bet? I'll bet on the bug. Bet on the pussy.
I would definitely bet on the bug and the birds along with which they are going to be coming up. The Rakan and this, but there's a rock solid support. I mean, not support. Rock solid battle lane being picked up by Kyogre as a Malphite in the battle lane versus a Darius.
Well, Malphite and the Baron Lane is probably gonna be facing against Darius at this point, and if Malphite builds the Bled Thorn or Thorn Meal, it's gonna help him out a lot against Darius.
Yep, so let's see how what the teams are going to be making out because we're going to be seeing the last two picks come out on the side of CDC and they are going to be the Israel and the what do you call that? Sapu?
Jana.
Jana, yeah.
How can
Yeah.
you do that, Chief? How can you do that to her?
And Jana, I mean, I don't really play Jana. I just play tap champions like Lulu. I play tap champions like Stona. So I don't know.
Chief, you are a disgrace to all support users, Chief.
Okay, we're going to be seeing the Malphite for the grasp of the grasp of the thing, the grasp thing.
Grasp of Undying.
Yeah, grasp of Sundaying on Malphite versus Darius. I'm not really sure.
I mean, it is definitely gonna make him super tanky, but you know, it's a Darius in lane, and Darius with 5 stacks is scary regardless. So it's probably gonna come up to how he decides to build this champion, because I don't think there is gonna be a lot of deaths at least until the level 5.
And we are already seeing the Israel and Ghana being ready to, just poke up the top lane of AOT with the Saya and Rakan. Let us see what they're going to be making out of this
I
thing.
really like the idea coming out from Salva and Jin at this point. They are already camping the Baron lane at this point. The Darius does not see this coming. It's probably a lane swap that's gonna happen. We see the Malphite going bot on your lane. So the Darius still does not have any idea that Jana is still here. Jana does show himself a bit early, so Darius does not come in a bit too deep. We see Crowley jungling on the top. Okay, this is an interesting lane swap coming out from both teams.
Yep, really interesting lane swap because this is not something which you usually see happen, and we are going to be seeing lane swap finally happen on the side of AOT with
AOT.
them calling and them the Saya and Rakan finally going back to top lane. I mean, they are going to be swapping lanes.
Crowley is getting a bit poked, but he does manage to hold the wave outside the turret so that ADC can just come and pick it out. So that's a really smart move by him. But meanwhile, that does deny his jungle clear, and we see Rengar almost completing his blue. He is gonna be on the river before Crowley gets there, and probably gonna get the scuttle too.
Yep, it's going to be Rengar this time who's going to be able to get the top scuttle. Meanwhile, in the bottom side, it's all warded by the AOT, and they're going to be possibly looking to get that.
Well,
Or
they
not,
are gonna be
because
looking for a double scuttle at this point, since we see Airy and the support already rotating there. Crowley is on his way to the river, but I do not think he is gonna get a lot done. We see a champ
okay,
that
we're
is coming
finally
in.
going to be this Sam card. It's going to be the Rengar which is going to be jumping straight onto the champ, getting a fast blend on Kazakhstan. And this is where you're going to be seeing the generations come on. It's going to be the kitty cat who's going to be dominating over the Apex Void Predator.
Well, see, that was his, faster rotations coming out. It was probably the lane swap coming out from CDC at this point, which kind of confused them and slowed the rotation to the scuttle. It helped them out a lot at this point, and I think that's probably the reason why they get the double scuttle.
And with that, the Kazakh is also going to be able to get a double scuttle, and they're going to be possibly getting letting off the bottom tower. Yes, they're going to be letting off the bottom tower. Noxy wasn't able to do enough. Didn't have enough damage, and still just tapping on the turn button, getting the first plating. Rengar still going to be hovering over that. They're going for the kill. He has used up the unseen predator. He's going to be jumping straight into Zaya. He's possibly looking to get the kill, and Zaya's bandit is going to be popping up, saving the day for Zaya.
Well, we do see Crowley jumping back in, and he gets stamped again. We see a double knockup from the tornado that's coming on at this point, and the Rengar is gonna jump in again. He goes then back at the backline on the ADC. He's probably gonna kill on the ADC too, and we see Oriana Grande chasing Crowley at this point. She is gonna go for the health of trying to buy time, so her team makes it. Alfred coming in at the last second is gonna miss his Q on the Kazakhs. Kazakhs is in jungle getting his evolution done, but Blizzard is trying to bait out time, but we see the ward so that Malphite is gonna ult and he gets the Kazakhs at this point, but maybe he is in a bit too deep, and Kara does get caught by Noxy. We see a flash coming out, a lot of resources wasted at this point while the Baron lane is being freely found by Darius. He is gonna lose a few tower platings for this too.
I mean, I would say definitely a cocky play coming out by Kazakhstan. Just spamming demo, just waiting for the Malphite to use up a selfie because he knows that he won't have his ultimate back for the first dragon, which is going to be the Infernal Dragon. So, was it planned by Crowley, trying to bait out the Malphite ulti?
Well, I do not know, Chief, but it certainly worked in favor for him, because right now a Malphite with no ultimate and no flash is pretty much just a walking voodoo doll in the middle of the river.
Yup, and you're right. And we're not going to see CDC even trying to contest the dragon because they know the jungle is insanely ahead with two kill lead. And Astro is not even going to be bothering to be there for the dragon fight. He's just going to be free from the top lane.
Well, I mean, this is a smart move coming out from CDC. They are not being cocky. They do know they do not have an fight this fight. It's pretty much 4v5. So they decide they are gonna go for the rift and probably they are gonna look to push in the top tower instead. Because if they get the first tower, it is super worth it.
Without we're going to be seeing all of them going straight for the Malphite. We are going to be seeing Darius Settlement come out, and it's going to be enough to get the kill on Malphite in the bottom lane. But it's going to be seriously who's able to get the first turret. And with that, they're going straight for the second tower as well. The Rift Turret is being used, and it's going to be not a waste, I would say. A
I
very
mean,
big
it is
scene.
an amazing
Diana going with the amazing moonfall, going with the 3-man ultimate, but he didn't have enough damage, so it doesn't make anything at all. I mean,
Well, this was really well played by CDC. They let the first dragon go, but they do their best to get two turrets at this point, and they're probably gonna get a plating from mid turret too. You see serious damage coming out from the air he played by Oriana Grande. This is probably why his air he got banned on the first game. And this is pretty
yeah.
much good macro coming out from CDC.
Yep, really insanely great tackle coming out with them because they know that they got humiliated in the first game, losing. I mean, a pretty big stomp, and they are here to prove that we are not some new team and we are here to win this game. That's exactly how they're playing.
Well, see, it's probably finally working out, since everyone in the Indian meta plays the same meta, they do not go for lane swap often. And, when teams actually try new things out, it works out for them. Because, people don't see it coming. And this is what just happened over here. Crowd's team did not see it coming. AOT did not see it coming. They did not see the lane swaps coming. They delayed the tempo a bit, and that's all it took for CDC to capitalize on that. But it is
I
still
mean,
too
I
early to
really
say
have to
anything.
say. I mean, I really have to say how insanely well this Iris is playing. Every single time she jumps, she hits a person.
Well, see, now you know why they ban an Ari. They
And
do
now
not
all
ban
of
an
them
Ari
are
unless
going to
until you
be
do that.
going. Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely a worthy ban coming out in the first game, but since the ban wasn't done in the second game, we are going to be seeing Andy running every single time. She is going to be able to land the charm on Rakan as well. Rakan was able to, tank up the charm for Diana once Diana was dead over there. Bashford ultimate was for Diana, Rengar was straight for Diana as well, but I mean, that didn't have any damage for some reason.
Well, see, now we are gonna see them go in for the tier 2 tower. They go, they jump in, they do manage to get a kill at this point. They are gonna not chase any further and they are gonna take this tower down. Meanwhile, we will see Rakan going in again. He is gonna dash back and probably backup is gonna arrive soon at this point and the blue team should just back off. Maybe they could look to push the mid tower instead since the wave is already pushed in. But no, I think, yep, they are gonna go for the mid tower at this point and there is nothing stopping.
Yep, nothing can stop them. Cousins, the Crowley is trying his best to, stop the demise on the mid, but he's just going to be killed right into his face and gets the kill on him. I mean, this is what seriously saying that they're going to be waiting up this fight because they're going to be seeing further from coming by Zara. She wants to secure the kill on the Rakan. Dana is going to be one who's going to get the kill. Dana is going to going on the rampage. She got the kill on Rakan, but I mean, she definitely had to go in because if you're able to get a shot on an Ivy, that can be game changing. But she knows that she didn't have enough backup, so she just decided against it.
Well, I mean, they were already kind of like poked out. So, like, CDC was already poked out. Them getting the turret was the most they could have did out of that situation. They kind of decided to overextend the stay a bit and try duking it out a bit. Maybe that was a misplay on the part. But other than that, they are coming out with the better trades and they are getting a lot of towers around the map. So, it is really good to watch this game.
Yeah, but even though like CDC is able to have the macro difference, getting all these turrets, getting all these objectives, but the goal is pretty much even. I mean, it's just a 2k goal difference and it doesn't even matter at this point.
Well, Chief, it's just a 3k goal difference. Anything can happen. It is the second dragon fight. They really can't afford to give them the second break because that would be pretty devastating for them. We see Neville with an aggressive position inside the jungle. He is ready to flank. We see a Malphite who is being caught out and he is gonna use the 3-man ult in this tower, trying to fight time as much as he can. He is gonna fall at this point, and this has pretty much turned out into a 4v5 at this point. And we see all 5 members rushing right into the Dragon Pit. We see Crowley coming in from the flank position. Neville actually spots that out and decides to back in. We see Zana going in. He's actually going to walk in straight towards that. And yep, they're just gonna jump in the heat from Ghana, doing best she can to keep him Northern alive. He's never gonna use the status at 1 HP, and Darius is just gonna chase them and look for a cleanup. And this just proves that the team is better in executing fights than CDC is.
This is why the balance difference kind of turned out, right? Because Malphite got caught up with that, making every fight happen in a 4 versus 5 scenario. And, I mean, Ricardo wasn't fit enough that he can handle a 4 versus 5 scenario. The Azrael, we didn't see any flashy face come out by Azrael because it was Azrael's time to shine out because the Rengar has done enough, the Aria has done enough, but Azrael hasn't done enough. And he was kind of a disappointment in this fight because it's really like it's almost time when Azrael has to carry and him not having that damage because look at Saito. See, already has the mana map, he already has the Sheen up, he already has the life steal
Even
boost
as
up.
an
So,
execution is played up.
yeah, so he was the person who was supposed to carry at this fight, but him not doing enough costed CDC this entire fight, entire match maybe.
Well, Chief, I think it was, Malphite being outpositioned that was probably the main factor over there. They already do have 2 breaks and the gold difference is not a lot. It's just 1,000 gold, but we see Neville, he's charging and he is going to jump in at the first tile and that is going to be Rakan, but he turns his back towards Terry. He's trying his best to run away at this point, but he is pretty much dead. Crowley is there for backup. He is going to look for the activation damage on Neville, but no, there is not a lot of damage over here, and Crowley is also going to get slain at this point. We see them drop for his there's a flash coming in from Neville jumps in on the Zaya. Zaya using his ult to disengage at this point, and CDC is going to turn for the Baron at this point. They do not care about the kill anymore. They are just going to go for the objective.
And just like that, CDC was able to, turn the setback into a really great victory for them, man. They are going to be going straight for the battle. They are going to be teleporting straight in the battle. He is going to be getting jumps right in the face. Zaya is going to be down as well, but does Zaya have enough damage? No, she don't have enough damage. Darius wasn't going to be tank enough. Darius is going to be falling. Zaya is going to be falling as well. Rakan going in for the last minute. They try to make the balance clear, but I mean, of course, you're going to not able to steal the Baron with Rakan, and with that, we're going to be seeing the Baron go on the side of CDC, and they are dominating this game.
I mean, Rakan did jump in, but he does manage to get a kill on their jungler, so it's actually a good thing. Now, CDC only have three people with the Baron buff. Malphite actually spawned a bit late, so he does not get the Baron buff. So pushing all 3 lanes with 3 people is pretty much impossible. So CDC at this point should just focus all the resources on anything of the lanes of their choice.
Yep, I mean, because if I'm going to be making the plays happen now, look at the banner with items. She's going to be making every single play happen. She can, absolutely, crumble the snowball coming by CDC because she already has the Rod pages. She already has the Nash's tools. She's very close on building up the Rabbitohs as well. So if you're not going to be able to get any solution for Diana can end up carrying the game for AOT.
Well, Chief, as you all know, like Diana stays up pretty well late game, and she is one of the most serious gamers on the game. But they do see CDC taking over the tier 2 tower at mid lane. This will probably be any match that I've seen AOT get tested these limits. Maybe there isn't a lot of room for comeback at this point if they do much lose a minute. But they are doing a pretty good job at keeping the goal difference to a bare minimum. Despite all the fights they've lost, it's only a 2k goal difference towards the point of CDC, and the kills are pretty much similar.
I mean, yeah, kills are pretty much similar, but AOT does have the objective lead. They only have two of the most important dragons. They have the Infernal Dragon, they have the Mountain Dragon, but I don't think that matters at this point.
Well, they do have 2 drakes, but CDC have more map control since they've taken a lot more towers than AOT has managed to so far. But if this game's out of control and AOT manages to get the next drake, it's pretty much going to be a jungle death at this point.
I mean, the next fight is going to be the GG fight of this game, right? Whoever wins this fight is just going to be the winner of this game. And we already see the people of CDC already having them control. The Malphite also going to be having his ultimate up. Sana is going to be having his ultimate up. Irie is going to be having the jumps up. So this is going to be the fight where they're going to be making the plays happen, making the GG happen.
Well, this is probably gonna be the last 5v5 fight, which is probably gonna dictate this game. We see Rengar gonna
Okay,
take
we
a
are going to be
fight.
seeing that. We are going to be seeing Rengar and Malphite going straight for the Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix, no, not being tanky enough. Ends up dying immediately. Diana's going to be having a really great element, getting two of them, but it's going to be the Astral who's going to be shining out in this game. Getting the killing spree, getting a triple kill possibly over that, and the next of the two kills are going to be coming out by Rengar. Rengar did his best, getting the kills on the backline, getting the kill on Zaya, but nobody went for Diana. Okay, Diana's going to be the only sole survivor on the side of AOT, and she is going in again. Possibly she might spot out the Rengar. She did spot out the Rengar, but it's going to be a little bit too late. He ends up recalling.
Well, they do get the fight, but they did not get any objective at this point. I think even if Rengar rushes in at this point and saps it away, he is going to be late for the Drake, and Crowley is already going to be walking towards Drake at this point because he did see Rengar recalling. Now they are going to clear up the wards, maybe looking for another good team fight at this point, but that's pretty much all they can do.
I mean, this is what I told you, right? Asriel wasn't shining out in the earlier fight, but this time it's going to be the Asriel shining out. It doesn't matter if the ID is going to be landing the jumps or not. Asriel is going to be doing so much poke damage. Just tap on your abilities and you're going to be doing so much damage. And this is what I love. They are going to be seeing another engage come out by series of on the jungle of the year. We are going to be seeing the Malphite come out straight to Rakan, and Rakan ends up falling. And he's going to be making a proper 4 versus 5 scenario for the Baron. Come on, AOT, you're not supposed to make these mistakes with Baron this jump.
Well, I think CDC is gonna like press the Baron at this point, and they have decided to turn for the OT play. It's actually pretty smart, considering they do not have any of the objectives. They decide to get one for themselves.
Yup, yeah, I mean that's a pretty smart move because they know that okay, we're gonna be seeing Swifty look up to him, they're only jumping straight on that. Arjun will be coming at us, that's a falling, and this is not done, it's gonna be making the difference. 3-man dual fall. I said gonna be a follow, yeah, that is gonna be a follow. Kha'Zix going in straight for the Rengar. Kha'Zix might end up falling, yes, 3 no. Okay, he ends up falling. Malphite finally had a good cue. Malphite not having his ultimate change and their fight, and this is match AOT had a comeback. Still had a really bad positioning and ended up falling from Zaya. I mean, this time with the comeback which AOT was looking for.
Well, this can probably be the turning point of this game. Malphite trying his best to defend the tier 2 tower at this point. He is going to alternate their ADC cut because it's such a job of giving up the support at this point. And yeah, AOT is still going to stand tall with the trade as they have to wait 40 seconds for other two champions of them to respond.
Oh my god. I mean, now that the difference is negligible, the goal difference is dead even. Both of these teams being at 57k goal. The next Baron fight is all that's going to be mattering.
I don't think this game is even going to get to the ban fight. I think there are all.
Okay, we're going to be seeing engage come out again. Irie is able to land the jump. Raka keeps surveying the 0-3. Rana is going to be going pretty deep. Has to survive. I don't think she will be dying. Yes, she is going to be surviving it. 0% HP. Still trying his best to get it done, but wasn't enough.
They are trying to, ERT is just trying to turn the tables around. They, despite losing all the objectives, they were not back in farm. They were always on equal terms, and they are just, duking it out at this point. Since it is anyone's game at this point.
I mean, I really have to say how well this Rakan is playing. He's every single time Irish landing it off. He's the one who's going to be taking it. He knows that he has to stay in the front line. If any other person on the side of AOT lands a jump, it's going to be a GG for them. And it's exactly why this Rakan every single time on the front line, taking all the charms, just saving the teammates from the imminent death with the charm comes with.
Well, that's probably what something we're supposed to do. Someone, taking care of the teammates. Something we both can relate to,
And also look at the Rengar build. Why is he not going full assassin? He's going to be going a tanky build. And that is not going to be enough. They are possibly looking for a kill on Dino. And they're going to be using every single ultimate to get the kill on Dino. And this might be where the game is going to be changing. Dino not being there is going to be making a big difference.
Well, I do think Zana kind of used the writing with Eddie over there.
Yep, let's see what happens. Rakan is going to be going in, has a 2-man knockup. Zaya is going to be using the fighter strop, but is that going to be enough damage on the side of CDC? Asriel is trying his best to do some damage, but Zaya is just going to be doing so much damage. She ends up getting the kill on Malphite, she ends up getting the kill on Ivy. This Asriel is going to be using him as and what does that fight change? What is CDC doing?
That was a lot of skills invested on the Diana at that point because she didn't she would have played with Catalyst and they kind of used like 2 extra ultimates for her and this is probably her for that.
Bro, they just threw the game. All they had to do was aim for the Zaya, but nobody was that on the Zaya. And amazing feathers from them by Zaya. Stunning all four members of CDC. This is what game changed, and they're just going to be going straight for the Baron. And there's going to be steamrolling this game. I mean, CDC then had the lead, but they just end up throwing. What I've noticed, AOT is excellent at winning all these 4 versus 5, 4 versus 3 versus 5 fights.
Well, Chief, at the end of the day, it's probably just going to be the fact that they invested a lot of resources on the Malphite and, on the Diana, and it was totally not worth it since they had to fight 4 guys with ultimate, fight that with no ultimate. So I do not think that's
Okay, we're going to be seeing another engage came out. The Lara Wolford is going to be running on 3 of them. We are going to be seeing Ivy, Sam, Lana, every single one of them. Manfred's going to be having a 2-man ultimate, but it's going to be enough. So, no, it's not going to be enough. Zaya is going to be there to get the kill on Zaya. Darius is going to be there getting the kill on Malphite, possibly going in for the kill on Zenga. That's it. Zenga's going to be a little bit trouble. He's running away from 3 of them, but he's going to end up falling.
He is going to run this game because he has had enough. I'm not attacking anymore. I'm done with the game. I do not want to get hurt like this.
So finally,
yeah, go on, Chief. I'm not gonna stop you.
yeah, so finally it's gonna be AOT having a really insane comeback in this game because they were losing the fight in the early game, just having objectively, but them changing that fight. That one fight will change, the one that happened in the Baron fight. Changed the entire game, and with that AOT is going to be taking home this best of 3 series in 2-0.
Well, he had no idea what it was decided by CDC that to change the meta, but actually, actually find something new and pulling it through, managed to make some mistakes, things like that get worked upon, and seeing just like these actually hope for the other team, just shows every level against and what should be looking for this part of the story of the tournament. So maybe here and there is all.
I mean, this is what you see, right? This was the closest game which AOT had so far in the Wildrift in the circuit.
Yep, it was the closest.
I mean, this definitely proves that AOT is not the unbeatable Titans, which they are. CDC was pretty close, managing to beat them, but at the end of the day, they end up throwing up in a 4 versus 5 scenario. I mean, this is why they lost. I mean, I was really expecting this series to go until a third game, a 1-1 series, but unfortunately, it's not going to be the case, and it's going to be AOT who's going to be winning up this game. So looking at itemization, why did Rengar go for a tanky build? All he had to do was build a burst so they can kill the Zaya in one shot, they can kill the Diana in one shot, but him going tanky, him going Sunfire, him going Randy's Woman. Oh man.
Well, Chief, there is always ifs, but there are never ifs and buts because what happened in different ways is what happened. He did a good, he put up a good fight, and that's all for them at this point. Me still just experimenting stuff. Time.
Yep. And MVP, deservingly goes to Blizzard. He's a true carrier failure at this point because we saw him carrying he wasn't carrying the first game, but this game, he was the true carrier in this game. Just look at the damage he dealt. He did 33k damage, 36k damage.
6k damage is TP, so quirky damage on, and now we see 6k on it, yeah.
I definitely would say every single person on the side of CDC did try it, but Malphite, wasn't enough. Malphite did try his best, but he just got, it doesn't even matter that at 1 point click ultimate.
Well, Chief, it was a good. I would not complain about. Actually, happy about because time you see Storm, this it was. You can't see much. I'm pretty sure everyone in CDC is going to be ratings done, and they will probably keep their hopes up because this is going to be something that good sensitive. Hello, I bore you to death.
Hello? Are you able to hear me?
Are you still on?
Okay, your voice seems to be cutting out a little bit. So, I mean, with that, we're going to be coming to an end of today's Conquerors team. It was a really fun and thrill-filled game with versus Series C and AOT. But it's going to be AOT who's going to be taking the walk home. And with that, we're going to be coming to an end of today's stream. So, if you enjoyed the stream, make sure to subscribe to the channel and also like this stream because they're going to be having amazing match lined up for week 5 as well. And tomorrow as well, we have an amazing match for the 9 p.m. stream, which is going to be the Conquerors stream. And it's going to be TGT versus TGT versus AOT. So that's going to be another fun stream game. So make sure you tune into the channel. Also turn on the notifications if you haven't done it already because you don't want to miss out on any single match that's going to be planned up for the future. So with that, see ya.
See ya, Chief, and good guys, because we'll be hitting the deck.
Good night.